I always described it as the closest thing to like flying.
This episode of Dive Philippines takes us to Moalboal, where we meet CJ, a dive master at Turtle Bay Resort. We'll explore CJ's journey into the world of diving, from how he got into scuba diving to his current role guiding others through the underwater wonders of Moalboal.
Yeah, so I'm Clive Jason White. Everybody calls me CJ. I'm the manager here at Turtle Bay Dive Resort. I'm also the in-house instructor. So I've been diving for 22 years. We're actually a family of divers. My dad loves diving. I was too young. I'd always envy him when he would start diving. I always stay on the boat. And so as soon as I was able to, which is 10 years old is the youngest that you can get your license, I got my certification. I actually learned with my mom. She thought I was too young, so I had to learn with her. She had to make sure I was safe. So I started when I was 10, and then we would come to Moalboal on like long weekends just to dive and just for fun. So this is really just a family hobby, something that we would do, me and my dad, yeah. I'm the only one that kind of pursued the kind of professional route of teaching, but everybody else is just a minimum open water advance. Yeah, so Turtle Bay is our family business, just from, it started from scratch. Yeah, I think the main thing, how we ended up in Moalboal was my dad being such an avid diver. Pretty flexible, but yeah, that's what I love about the job. It's that you can kind of make your own schedule and meet different people from different backgrounds, different professions. And I think what makes my job so fun is just connecting to people, getting to know them. I've had a lot of students who had a lot of traumatic experiences growing up, like almost drowning. I always ask my students whose idea was the scuba diving, whose idea was the course. And some of them would say it's their partner or their wife or their spouse. But some of them would say, oh, I almost drowned when I was young and I wanted to face my fear. So yeah, to be part of that story, to help them kind of overcome that fear, or to do something new, something that they've never done before, and to be part of that journey, you really do have that connection. So around Moalboal, we're currently in a bay, but there's probably 18 dive sites around the area. I brought them to two really popular spots in Moalboal, and that would be Basdaku Wall, which is one of my personal favorites, and the Sardine Run. Yeah, so Basdaku is really one of my favorites because of all the corals, all the different colors that you see that aren't that common in the different dive sites that we have here. So I mentioned before, we get quite a lot of typhoons throughout the year sometimes, and it has gotten a lot of damage, especially on the top of the reefs. But Basdaku, that particular dive site has been quite protected. I guess just the geography of where it is. Something that really stands out in my mind is one of our guests have said that it's better than the Great Barrier. They said they were diving like, I guess a couple months ago or on that same year, and they said, oh, I think the corals here at that particular time, and I guess the visibility at that time was probably really good, which really uplifts the dive site. Any dive site where it's a really good viz, official name is Basdaku, which actually means a lot of sand because it's close to the beach with the white sand. That's a local dialect. Bass is sand and Daku, big or a lot, big sand. What makes the Sardine Run quite unique is just the frequency, or that you can dive there all year round. And it's generally a pretty easy dive. We rarely have that dive site as a difficult dive. You could be a beginner who've just certified, or you could do your Discover Scuba Diving courses there, and you'd enjoy it just as much because it's such an easy dive and there's so much to see. Whether you've been diving for a long time and you haven't had that experience of being in a bait ball, this is the place to go. They used to be on an island called Pescador, so we were there for maybe a year or so, and then all of a sudden they vanished or disappeared. And then I think a year or two later, they reappeared where they are now, and they've stayed there. I feel like they probably have a food source that they have there on that reef. They're also protected by the government because it is attracting quite a lot of tourists. The government is imposing no nets, as much of, I think, prohibiting fishing as well. The locals are allowed to fish, but just with a hook and a line. So it doesn't seem real to the guests. They say that it seems so surreal. It doesn't feel like they want to pinch themselves because they don't want to wake up. I think it's just the uniqueness of the experience. Like there's, I think, 7 billion people in the world, but not many are divers. There's only a small percentage of divers, and to be part of that community, to be part of that small minority, to experience that, I think it's pretty cool. And just the feeling, the sensation of being underwater and being able to breathe underwater, I think it's a really cool concept. You could have all the problems in the world and then just scuba dive, and you could kind of just leave it there on the surface, and you can have your own world, just dive and drift, look at the fish, look at all the different turtles, the different sea creatures and different stuff. So yeah, I think that's what makes it so cool. It's almost really like you're in a whole nother world, and it's just in front of me. So very accessible.
And that's another episode. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to leave a comment on the comment section below and click the like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.